Springtime in New York. Time for Interphex, the exhibition and conference devoted to the equipment and software that drives pharma's labs and facilities. We asked R.J. Palermo, Vice President for Strategic Initiatives, what sets Interphex apart from the hundreds of other life sciences events out there.
It's the largest equipment show specifically designed for pharmaceuticals. This is the 32nd edition of Interphex, which ran as a traditional pharma manufacturing show, but now, as everyone can see on the floor, quite a bit more biologics. This year there's a lot of vial filling, which means most of the new products out there are going to be biotech. So obviously, in the vaccine, single-use space, we see that there's going to be a lot of activity, but still, most of the world is still tablets and capsules, so that's never going to go away.
This year, the Javits Center was still under post-Hurricane Sandy renovation. There were the usual complaints about expensive food and Wi-Fi, yet attendance and morale were high. Companies are sending people to conferences again as the industry builds new biopharmaceutical capacity, much of it offshore. We followed show floor tours showcasing key equipment design trends. Our first stop? Bioprocessing, where much of today's action is. Not only is flexible equipment being used to build plants offshore, it's helping onshore manufacturers reclaim unused space in existing facilities. Biogen IDEC won the 2013 Facility of the Year Award for doing just this at its flexible volume manufacturing plant in Research Triangle Park.
They created this facility to run those 1 and 2 campaign trials, and at the same time provide the utilities that already exist at the site.
Biopharm manufacturers are looking for new ways to drive down the cost of goods and improve flexibility.
So what we're seeing in the biotech industry now is a move towards facilities that are more flexible, smaller footprints, better compliance, but being faced with the challenges of how do I go from a stainless steel plant to a plastic plant? What are the risks? How have the risks changed? So a number of the enabling technologies that we're seeing out there are going to use of single-use containers, transfer systems for the actual products themselves. The products are the live cells, the express products from the cells, or the proteins from the cells. So that's one area.
We learned about modular equipment that stemmed from work at a cancer clinic and a pioneer in personalized medicine in Texas.
The idea for the autonomous manufacturing units that we call pods really came out of the necessity for us to be able to rapidly expand production of individualized cancer vaccines that we do in Dallas, Texas. So every time we needed more production capacity, obviously we would have to take the whole clean room system apart and increase the capacity for air conditioning and HVAC. And we really wanted a way so that we could incrementally add processing capabilities to make these individualized vaccines.
But Interphex wasn't all biotech. We also heard about innovations in solid dosage forms, modular, and aseptic equipment.
From a regulatory standpoint, we're seeing a drive to really take people out of the clean room. So with that, isolator technology has really been taking off because it eliminates the greatest problem we have with clean rooms, which is people in the clean room. So once you remove the greatest contaminant, which is the person, from the clean room, you're providing a higher quality product for aseptic filling.
We also saw a glimpse of pharma's future.
I think the pharma company of the future will be much more collaborative. It will not be everything in my house. It will be a network which will be important for R&D, for manufacturing, and for sales and marketing. It would incorporate technology in a much more intense fashion. It will be much more global. And I believe at the end of the day, instead of just being worried about medicines, it will be worried about patient outcomes. How do I impact a patient, and how do I change the health system and healthcare as a whole, not just medicines?
At this point, change is the only thing that's certain. Pharma's equipment, its professionals, and no doubt Interphex will adapt. For more coverage of Interphex 2013, visit pharmaevolution.com.